And that's one of the main things that I enjoyed about being a coach when I was at Homewood Middle, and was like you said, nowadays it's very rare to have a two-parent home, and even if parents are there, they're not quite there. So they really don't have anyone to really
Disconnected.
spend time, connecting with them and mentoring them. So you really are that mentor. You are that extra parent, and for some maybe like pastor or just whatever role that fulfills. So it's a huge deal, and to me, that was like the most rewarding aspect of coaching.
Oh no, no, definitely. And I mean, and even on top of that, sometimes, I do tend to share my faith with them because I'm a big believer in God and that things happen for a reason. And
Yeah.
and I don't try to force anything on
Right.
anybody. If they want to know, know about it, I tell them, that my belief, because I know in a lot of situations who got me out of situations that I've been in. So, and I try to share with them and let them know that, I am a believer. And, a lot of them, after, they respect you, just for letting them know that. So, like I said, I just try to be as positive as I can to them and be that, for some of them, that older brother or, that
Yeah.
adult figure that's there for them and they can come and talk to about anything, man. I leave my door open for all of them.
A lot of people don't understand. You went through the same thing that I went through. When you
Hmm.
talk about your faith, man, you got to pull every resource you have when
Right.
you go through a situation like that. It's the injury itself is bad enough. And then
Mm-hmm.
when the surgery doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, and you
Yeah,
got
man.
lingering effects that you got to deal with for years and years. I mean, because me personally, I ended up having 5 knee surgeries, and it was a 4-year ordeal for me. So,
Yeah.
it took everything I had in me to survive that because there was a lot of dark days, man. So I understand what you're saying when you talk about you got to have your faith because that was the
Hmm.
one thing in life I will honestly say pushed me to my breaking point and back, man. I
Right.
mean, that the mental aspects of it is something that most people will never understand.
I've had 12 surgeries. And
Wow.
when you have that many surgeries, man, it's just, you know, and a lot of it was just to correct some things that wasn't done right in the beginning. So, it's just when you go through when you go through things like that, man, you have to have some kind of phase. Otherwise, you ain't gonna make it through it. You're gonna struggle because a lot of people in our situations that go through, sports is all and then for you to have a catastrophic injury that really takes the one thing that you love the most away from you. A lot of people will break down and they
Yeah.
go, they stray away, and you don't know what you know how they're going to handle that or how their life is going to end. A lot of people fall by the wayside, and their life just becomes, you know, just downhill from there. But man, for me, I just decided to try to make, do the positive thing about it, man, and to graduate and use my story, use what I have, just to try to inspire people, try to motivate people. Um, and it's a pleasure when somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, man, I know your story, and I just want you to know that you really inspire me." And just to hear somebody say
Yeah.
that, man, it's a blessing.